I grew up in a military family. So when I was in high school and was trying to figure out what I was going to do with myself, I knew I wanted to go to college first, and I ended up going to Texas A&M on an ROTC scholarship with the Marine Corps option. I arrived in 1998 to the Corps of Cadets program as a freshman. They have you go into the initial introduction week where it's still summertime, and they kind of haze you into the Corps of Cadets for the first time. And you spend your entire first year pretty much being hazed. And then also doing your ROTC work on the time and doing college at some point too. And then by my junior year, I started training a lot more with the Marines and with the ROTC unit to get ready for officer candidate school. And that was in the spring of 2001. We finished OCS. That was 3 weeks before September 11th happened.
All of a sudden, I thought it sounded kind of louder, then I looked up, and all of a sudden it smashed right dead into the center of the World Trade Center.
My roommate and I would usually watch the news in the morning while we got ready for class, and so we saw it, and I just remember how quiet we all were. All of us that were already committed had to process that we were now going to be thrown into war, and we didn't know for how long. There was never this like drive to get in the fight, you know? That wasn't my personality anyway. It was more like, this is what I signed up for. I'm serving my country. I have this obligation. Let's do it well. I was a logistics officer. I got to logistics school. They taught us all the old school logistics that had been taught probably since Vietnam. You bring all the equipment to the fight. We deployed everything by February of 2004, and we're in Kuwait for about 2 weeks, I think, just getting everything together before we convoyed into Iraq. And I was part of the Marine Logistics Group in CLR 15, which was Combat Logistics Regiment 15. As we went through different cities, we could see that people didn't hate us yet. It was not the level of danger or vigilance that started just 1 month later. I didn't feel fear. I felt respect and awe for being in a new place. My main base was Al-Taqaddum. It was an old Iraqi airfield, and it's where we set up the logistics hub for the Al-Anbar province of Iraq. So we had medical supply, we had surgical shock trauma platoon set up there at TQ, we had a surgical company set up at Al-Assad, we had the main ammo depot, main supply depot, there was a maintenance battalion set up. They would bring it all to my site, and then they would check it into my ruck, and then we would divvy it out to all the units.
Hey, if you have a target, you can clear the gate.
You look at the first Battle of Fallujah. That was a really, really hard time for supply chain. There were some moments where they did not have enough ammo, they did not have enough water, and we couldn't get into them. There was these big bunkers, and we would go sit on top of the bunkers and would just look down into Fallujah, and you could see the entire battle happening. You're wondering the whole time, do they have everything they need? You're wondering who's gonna arrive at the shock trauma platoon any moment. You're wondering who's gonna arrive at remains processing any moment. I knew what my part was, and I wanted to do it the best I could because I owed it to them. My first point was 8 months. There's definitely a lot with the media that I didn't watch the news for a really long time. And I think by that point too, we'd already very much lost that feeling that we were doing something that was benefiting another country. That feeling was gone. You just want to be done with all of that. And even at that point though, I wasn't done. I still had to go back one more time.